Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So, last time I realized that I really did not like the way that this looked along the diagonal, and I think that this was one of the more important angles to pay attention to. So I went in to fix that up, and now things are looking, well, a bit messy, but I think things are more in the right place than they were before. And there's just a couple of things that I still want to move around and try to get looking a little bit better here. I felt like the transition from purple to white there was a little bit too high. And then I also have some stuff that I don't like about the top of this side bang. So that's what I'm going to start with, and then I think before I go in and start organizing things too much, I want to go in and start working on the bottom head turn and have that aligning with everything over here. I'll probably do a little bit of push and pull, get them both working well together. But first things first, I want to just correct a couple of the little issues that I was seeing here. Get everything looking nice before I move on. Even if it means touching the strand from hell. Here's hoping it doesn't give me too much trouble. I'm not trying to get it too neat, I'm just trying to get the big landmarks in the right place, so I am hopeful that it won't give me too much trouble. I'll worry about all the small details later. But what can I say? I always get a little bit apprehensive when I have to touch the strand from hell. I can't help it, it's very scary. There we go. I'm hoping that making the spacing between those vertices a little bit more even will help there, and indeed, it did. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably good enough for now. I think the rest will come when I go to clean it up, but I think I have the transition. Basically, where it turns from purple to white, and then there's this little shadow area here, and I think I have both of those in the right place, and I think that's all that matters for right now. I will make it look nice a little bit later. So now what I didn't like about the side bang here is that I think it was a little bit too low down, and I think I can do a little bit more with it to make it more prominent and interesting. So I felt like it was how to describe, almost floofing in the wrong direction. I was looking a bit straight there, and I want to make it look like we're seeing a little bit more of the top, and that this top piece, you can see it up here, this little guy right there, should be sitting more on top of the rest of her hair. I think I rotated it a little bit too hard there. So I just gotta go in and get it to sit correctly on all of this. Should look like it's just quietly sitting on top. And here I might actually clean it up a little bit, because this is going to be the area that I work on first. Well, this is probably going to be the area I work on first, the front bank. But the side banks will come, like, right after. Okay, yeah, I think that's looking a little bit better. Now I just want to get those highlights in the right place. And also this little top part. Just make it so that each little bit is moving about the same amount relative to everything around it. That is ultimately what makes for convincing turns. Just gonna pull this whole thing over a little bit. I'll have to fix the shadow as well, but first I want to try to get that spot to just sit on her hair like I feel like it is up here. Since this is the downward turn, we'll see a little bit more of the top. And I think I'm going to adjust the shadows a little bit before I do any more. When I was checking it before, it was actually pretty hard to see if I was doing all of this right, because I could not see the shadows around it. So let's go ahead and put some of these in too. Just get all these little parts in there. Let them show off. Okay, that should be clean enough for the time being. Should let me see what I'm doing. Alright, and I do indeed like this better. Looks a bit more like it's sitting on top of the hair right there than where it was before. Alright. Now I'll just go in and fix some of the spacing around this highlight. And I think I can call that good. Just one more little spot to visit, just the tips down here. I don't mind that they're messy, but I think the larger one is a bit too short. Alright, and there we go there. So now let's put that other tip into a better spot here. Just pull this downward just a little bit. There we go. That should be enough. Let's check. Let's check to see if that's enough. Yep, I think so. I think that's great. Huzzah. Okay, so nice and easy. Alright, now I just gotta line everything up with over here. Easier said than done. Okay. Here we go. So the first thing is that I raised the top of the front bank quite a bit here. That's going to be the first thing I line up, and I'll worry about everything else once I get that looking a little bit better. Okay. And I think I want to raise both of these together this time. Just gonna get a big old brush here and just... We're going in. We're going in. Whoa. Maybe not that hard. Okay. Yeah, that was actually too much. Good. Because that was quite a big pull. Alright. Tend to be a little bit more gentle. Okay, a little bit more. Just a teeny tiny bit. Even gonna zoom in, so this way I don't move it quite so hard. There we go. How's that? Was that too much? That might have been too much, actually. Oh, okay. No, I think it's fine. Alright. Now for the next bits, which I think is going to be this and this. I'll go ahead and move them together. Okay. And then this needs to be showing a little bit more of itself here. It's too bad I remember when I was doing that on the downward head turn for the first time. Just changing the angle of this area. That I really liked the way it looked. I still do, it's just not quite as strong. Which is probably a good thing, all things considered. Okay. I wanted to do one last check on the diagonal, just to make sure that I had everything in the right place on the lower left turn, and I think I do. So that means I can trust everything there. Don't mind the squirming right now, I'm just slowly but surely pushing things around. It might take me a couple of tries to get it all right. There's a lot to look at. So right now I'm looking up here. And right now it looks like it's going up, which tells me that I lowered it a little bit too much here. That's fine. Just bring it back on up here. It's no trouble at all. Just gotta slowly push everything back. One little piece at a time. Alright, there we go. That's doing better. And actually, while I'm here, I forgot that I wanted to floof this side out a little bit on the lower left. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I just want to pull this out just a little bit more. She's got super floofy hair, so I gotta make it nice and floofy. To make it look nice and floofy. So I know that the idea was to get everything on the lower head turn lined up with all this, but I got distracted. That's okay. I'll get it there too. But I wanted to get this. Do not mind the distortion. We'll fix it later. But oh yeah, that's starting to look pretty nice. I think I am starting to get everything into place. I think I'm just gonna hide that loop there. It's bothering me, so we're just gonna hide it. I'm not doing strands yet. So it's fine to just hide my problems for now, and we'll leave them for future me to deal with. I'm sure she can handle it. Okay, I need to get that a little bit neater than it currently is, otherwise it's just gonna bother me, so... Okay, that should be a bit better. For as much as I don't say I mind the crunchiness too much, there are limits. There are limits to what I can take. Oh boy, am I testing those limits like every day here. But it's alright. Sooner or later, I'll get everything looking good. I believe. Okay. Alright, let's stop getting distracted and head back over to the bottom head turn. Finish lining everything up. Oh wait. I did this the wrong way. I want to be lining up the bottom with what I have on the lower left, not the other way around. That would defeat the purpose of this entire thing. Oh man. My head is still in Infinity Nikki, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. I just found the, what's it called? The, photo exploration book thing? Where you take photos of landmarks. I've been going through that. I still haven't finished the main story. I'm still like in chapter 2. But I've been trying to make a point to go through that and get all the story sets. But I keep getting distracted. It's okay. That's pretty much how games like that should be played. Get distracted by everything. It's like half the point. But I do want to get to the point where I can start gathering the resources necessary to, evolve my sets and get all the recolors and all that. Which I do not currently have, so... Definitely want to get those. Today is also a speed painting day. So I'll be doing a quick speed paint after stream today, after I eat some food. And I'll upload that later. I've been looking forward to this one because somebody actually requested me to draw a character. And that's always fun. I like drawing things for myself, but at the same time, having your work acknowledged always feels nice. So that video should go up today too. I will try not to be too distracted by video games to go do all that. But it's okay, I can generally focus pretty hard on those. Hello, Inochi2D. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well today. Looking forward to playing more games, and also still buried in hair as always. But you can see I'm doing the lower left turn now. So things are coming together. Just doing a little bit of intense staring here just to make sure certain parts are in the right place before I start aligning it with the lower head turn here. I had to make some pretty extensive changes here, so now I'm lining things up to where they were not quite right in the lower head turn. But I think it's doing much better now. And I do feel like I had most things in the right place, but I'm just being very particular since I'm gonna have to go back and correct everything on the lower head turn, so I really want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Anything that looks a bit off, I want to check. And right now, the area that I see the most problems with is just right through here. So I'm trying to push things into place as best I can. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty good there. I wasn't quite as particular in this area before as I think I should have been, but that's okay. I'm seeing it all now. And I can go and make it all look nice before I go and clean it all up later. Okay, that should be fine for now. Let's line things up here. Okay. So we gotta go and raise the strand up a bit here. It's funny, I remember when I was doing the lower head turn the first time that I had quite a bit of trouble with this area. So I guess it's not too surprising that it was just a little bit off. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the problems that I'm having have been in this particular strand that I'm poking at now. Seems like he was just very much not in the right place on the lower head turn. Alright, we'll get him there. And hopefully I'll have a little bit of a better time just higher up. It's kind of funny. It's just, looking at it now, I guess what happened was it was a little bit easier to see in the corner. But I guess the distance that the chin ended up moving, so from here to here, versus how far down her hair moved. The hair moved down more than her chin did. And so that made everything just a little bit off there. And that's why I'm having to go back and fix it now. Again, I guess it was just easier to see with the lower left turn there. Makes sense, because it's pretty hard to tell exactly how much a chin like this is moving. At least for me. So once I finish kind of doing the basics of lining things up here, I'm gonna go ahead and check it against the center and make sure everything is lined up there as well. And if it is, then I'll go ahead and start cleaning up the lower head turn again. Get everything nice and shiny there. Okay, and then other than the stuff that I think I just need to fix on the lower left turn, I think everything is looking pretty okay here. I don't mind that this bang looks like it's slightly higher there than it is here. Although, no, I think I had that backwards. Yeah, if her head is tilted... Does it look fine? Okay, no, I do actually have to think about this. It's like, that made sense when her head was pointed upward like this. The implication was that she was tilting her chin back. But here her chin is being tucked closer to her neck. So I actually kind of feel like that all the hair on this side should actually be a little bit lower in the lower left turn here. Okay, let's do some staring. Make sure everything's moving the way that I want it to here, before I go in and really start poking at stuff on the lower head turn. But no, I do think that this all looks very correct. Alright. Time to do some experimenting. I'm actually going to save just in case I regret all of my life choices here. But I think this should work out. So we'll grab all of these and just raise it up just a little bit. Okay, let's do that again. Except I want it... one click down. Moved it, like, one click too high. Oh, wait, no, that was the wrong one. I wanted to do that here! On the downward head turn, not the lower left. Okay. Take 3. Let's do that again. Okay. And then I think once I clean that up, that should look fine. A little bit of random squirming here, but that's kind of to be expected right now. Let's test it from here now. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Definitely some stuff I'm gonna have to clean up. A bit unfortunate that I had to just kinda go in and redo a lot of that, but overall I think it's looking pretty good. I think I actually want to push the very tip of this downward just a little bit. Very, very big brush here. There we go. Yeah, I feel like that's moving closer to the same distance as the rest of the hair now. Alright, let's start cleaning this up. So right now I'm still gonna do big picture things. I'm not going to worry about making everything clean for the time being. I just want to make sure that everything is in roughly the right place, and I'll get rid of all the distortion and everything that looks off afterward. Right now, it's just the basics. Is everything in the right place? Are the shadows showing where they should? Does the turn look nice? Do I see squirming? Those are the things I'm looking at right now. Dealing with any distortion can come later. Gotta do things one step at a time. I don't want to have to be making any extensive changes after I've cleaned stuff up. I have found that that is a massive time sink. So, right now, I just want to make sure that everything is in a good place first. Now we're going for good place. And then when I go in and do the details, we can find the perfect place. Good first, perfect after. overall I do think it's looking pretty good. And I bet it'll look even better now that I've worked out a couple of the issues that was going on here that I may not have even been fully aware of. Ah, the joy of corners. Giving you a whole new angle to look at all of your mistakes. It's worth it though, because now I can fix them and make everything look even better. Oh man, she really does just have a mountain of hair though. There's so much to look at here. But I think I've gotten all the main parts into good places now. So now it's just time to get serious. Really go in there. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not quite yet. I see that I still have just all of this a little bit too low. Let me find those layers, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Here we are. Just all of this. I'm just gonna have to raise this entire thing, like, way up there. Wait, why did it... Okay, no, we're fine. That was just something I somehow did not notice. Yeah, I didn't notice that this part here was just sticking up there. According to the lower left turn, it should be a little bit lower. Okay, there we go. Now I can go back to this thing here. I just pushed it a bit too hard. That's alright. I'll be a little bit more gentle this time. So I said before that her chin is being tucked somewhat, so I think I actually want it to be just slightly higher on the lower turn here. I say as I look at something else entirely for a moment. It's okay, the brain got distracted again. It'll do that. I just didn't like the angle of that side bang there. But no, I think we're good now. We're almost good. Almost good. In fixing that angle, I just pulled it a little bit too far out. Alright, things still look a little bit weird, but I do think that that is in the right place now. So now I can continue to just very gently nudge this until I am happy with its location. Okay, all the parts I have to fix aside, I think that's looking pretty good. Okay, back to testing it with the neutral. With the neutral part. Just gonna make her nod for a second while I examine what's going on here. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let me just go in and really start cleaning things up now. Get rid of all those little bits of distortion that I've been having to look at. Fortunately, it hasn't been that bad on this turn. The lower left turn has a lot of problems, but the lower turn's not so bad. I already spent quite a lot of time getting him to look nice, so because I didn't change that much, I don't think it'll be too hard to get everything looking very nice once more. I think a lot of this can be solved just by straightening out some triangles. Okay. Just needed to take a good look at what was going on around the tunnel area. Not that big. Now we're doing details, so I want small brushes again. This is one area that I always like to put a bit of extra time to. Even its location being fairly front and center aside. I just feel like this is one of the areas where I can really show the 3D movement of her head. As I can make it get bigger or smaller. At least, appear bigger or smaller based on how her head is turning. Right now her head is turning downward, so we see less of it. So I just like being a little bit particular around this spot right here. It's just such a good spot to illustrate the 3D effect of her turns here. Not making good use of it would be such a wasted opportunity. I do think that's one thing to pay close attention to if you want to do any rigging yourself. Of just which areas will change the most based on how her head is turning. One area where that's really easy to think about would be like certain accessories. Like let's say that she had a hair clip or something with a certain amount of thickness. You could change where which side of the hair clip that we see based on how the head is turning. And I also illustrate that a lot, quite a lot with like this hair underneath her bangs too, where you can see that when I turn this way, we see a lot more of this side. And yet when she turns this way, we see a lot less of that, and we see more of this side. So little things like that are very important to pay attention to. Such things can really sell the three-dimensionality of your turns. So yeah, I guess I'll just keep going and clean all this up. Line it all up with the center turn now. Because I think vertically it was all lining up at the lower left very nicely, so now I just want to make sure it looks good with her default head here. So far, so good. So for this area, I want to make sure that everything is connecting between these two strands very, very smoothly. Because this is one area where there's no, like, distinct line. There's just... It should connect completely seamlessly. There should be no obvious gaps. And it shouldn't look like it's 2 layers at all. Just one smooth connection between two bits of hair. Okay, I just realized that I forgot to adjust that right there. These little underneath parts right here. So I should do that. Should definitely do that. That seems important. I'll just push those on up. This is another area that we see a little bit less of, so you can see that I make it more prominent in our upward turn. And down here, it's more covered up. Since we're seeing more of the top of her head, we see more of the hair on top here, so it'll just be a little bit harder to see the stuff down here. And I want to go ahead and straighten this up too. This is one of those areas that is also extremely important. I mean, you just saw it was the area that I used as my example for how to show 3D effect. So of course it's very important. It's one of the areas that I think shows it the best. I just want to go in and make sure that I have the curve, the right angle, make everything very, very nice. Very, very nice. Get that curve nice and smooth. It's taken a second. I just keep finding little lumps here and there that I want to go back and fix. It's fine. I can go back and fix things as many times as I need to. Alright. Is that lining up here? Man, I think this is actually a little bit too high now. I was hoping that adjusting the angles there would fix the problem, but it did not. Let's pull it back down just a little. Hope that does not create a bunch of new lumps that I need to fix. No, not too bad. Not bad at all. And now I feel like everything's lining up a little bit better. Gonna have to do something about this little shadow area. I'm still deciding which angle I like it the best on, because I do kind of like it getting smaller here. I think that looks pretty good. So I think I might actually keep the way it is on this turn here. I do think I want the highlight on the front bank here to be a little bit higher up. Just a little bit. Try not to pull it too far up. Yeah, there we go. That's lining up a little bit better there now. How about here? Is it lining up with top turn? Yeah, I think so. I think that looks pretty good. I think I still want to show a little bit less of this side. So I'm gonna go push this in just a little bit more here. Something like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks in motion. Yeah, it should look great once I finish cleaning it all up a little bit. Right now I'm not quite satisfied with how the left and right sides of this are connecting, so let me pull that down into the point just a little bit better. And I'll figure out what to do from there. Okay, yeah, I think we're getting somewhere here. Looking pretty good. And everything's still aligned over here pretty well. Looks like I might need to raise the very top of the front bank just a little bit more. Might have pushed it down while I was working on a different part. Yeah, there we go. That's definitely a bit better. Maybe even a little bit more. Yeah, looks like it still needs just a little bit more. You can see I'm being very, very careful now. I do not feel like I have to move it that much. So I want to be very gentle with the movement here. But I do want to make sure that this all matches up vertically. And well, that's going to be special. Oh my, what the heck happened there? Did I just... Okay. Apparently I had a small deformation there. There should be no deformations here yet. I don't mind that the mesh group is has a deformation on it, but nothing else should on that side yet. I have not worked on this side at all. Yay. Let her head shake a little bit. Okay. Back to cleaning. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how quickly I can do the lower right head turn with the things that I learned from doing this one. And also because the lower head turn should hopefully look better once I have the lower left done. Since I am using them to kind of inform each other and tell me where I should be putting things. So hopefully the bottom head turn will be stronger. And because the bottom head turn is stronger, the interpolation on the bottom right should hopefully also be stronger. That's the hope, anyway. I really do like the way all this looks, though. I'm really happy with it. Really looking forward to being able to show it off. But I think I've got a couple more months of work to do before that. The head turns are definitely going to be the most time-consuming part, but I don't want to underestimate the body too hard. The body's quite large, after all. It's got many more parts than the head does. Covers much more space. I just don't plan on moving it as much, so I'm hoping it'll be easier because of that. Fortunately, it looks like a lot of stuff didn't move that much. Everything still looks mostly correct. And it does not look like I will have to touch the strand from hell that hard. So I won't have to go back and fix that. Because I think that's still looking pretty good. Though I do think I adjusted the tip. Yeah, I actually do need to adjust the tip of that, don't I? I do. Okay. I guess I'll have to touch it a little bit. So I did lower this. Okay, that seems fine. Looks like it's coming a little bit closer to us, which is appropriate. So I think I am fine with just leaving it like that. We're not going to acknowledge that strand any more than I have to. Okay. Back to what I was doing up here. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna make the hair here not all squiggly, and then I will end for today. Today might be a bit of a slow art week for me today. Most of the time I'm very enthusiastic about doing all my art stuff. But this week I just kind of want to play a video game. It happens sometimes. Sometimes a new game comes out and I just want to play it. It's good to have breaks here and there. But that doesn't mean that I can't do a little bit of art every day. Even after stream, I worked on my Christmas presents a little bit before I went into video games. Gotta make sure I finish them in time, after all. And eventually the novelty of a new game will wear off a little bit, and I'll probably go right back to being super interested in all of my art stuff. Trust me, I have so many things that I want to do. So this week, I'll let myself indulge somewhat. I've been working pretty hard, so it'll be nice to have a little bit of a break. And I've been taking lots of pretty pictures to share with all of you. I just don't want to, like, post one every day or something, because I probably could. I'll just do them all in like a batch of 5. 5 because that's how many YouTube lets me upload at once. It's very rude. Wish I could do bigger albums, but I guess it's fine. Alright, looking good. So, tomorrow, more cleaning. But today, that will be where I end. So, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on the social media platform of your choice. I'll take a look, maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.